What made it this way? What is the attraction? What keeps us fascinated? This is my reading of Sonichu. Hey, what's up? It's Sonichu time again with a vengeance. I know I've been playing around a little bit too much. This is how it's gonna be around here, sorry, so I warn you. Because I've noticing that people are gathering around, Mostly for Christian content and local shit. So, I see you. The thing is, I don't want people ending up feeling ripped off or anything like that. This is not gonna be a local centric channel. This is not gonna be an anything centric channel. This is just gonna be a channel focusing on the things that I like, and locals happen to be one of those things. I'm just starting doing these things, so I just want everybody to know. I eat stuff, I watch movies, I talk about things that I have on my mind. I watch locals, I investigate unusual things, I talk about stuff. Some of those things may not be up your alley, so I warn you. But I'm gonna make it up for you, for the local people, because it's the majority around here. Because, oh, can you hear that? The airplane? More ASMR. Can you hear it? Probably not. I'm not sure. Oh, so I have a locale for you guys. Something you've never heard before. Somebody you've never heard before. It's not a locale really. It's more of a horror cow that you don't know. I'm gonna make it up for it. I'm gonna bring you a new one to the table. A high caliber one that starts with a S and ends with E. I'm not gonna say who it is. It doesn't matter. You don't know. You're never gonna guess. I'm pretty sure I would have known, because I would have seen somebody in that caliber. I would have seen them in conversations, and I know I haven't. So I'll give you that. I'm working on it. Okay. It's gonna be around here soon. I'm gonna attempt to make up for my lack of this kind of content with something more original. Okay. Moving on. We need to gloss over a lot of Christian shit. This is Sonichu historical context, so for historical context's sake, I have to include the newer shit. It was so easy. The first 3 episodes were so easy, so much more easier, because he wasn't active. In the first one, I think he was still in jail, and then later on he came out, but he wasn't doing anything. He was cool. I don't even like him anymore, to be honest. He became irredeemable for me from a certain point of time. I don't know. Moving on. Wait. One final thing, just so I can move on, and I don't have to mention it again. The format from now on, since things changed a little bit, at the start, current events, a glossing of current events, and then Sonichu, and then at the end, historical context from what you see in the Sonichu issues. Okay, moving on. Alright, so there hasn't really been too much noteworthy lately. We made 2 live streams, one of them excruciatingly, painfully boring that I gotta give him that. For the first time ever, as far as I can remember, he made me actually utilize the YouTube tool to speed forward a video. I don't remember myself ever using that tool, ever. But I needed to watch that stream in order to catch up on things, because now I have to catch up on things. You know what? I give it to Gino. It's different when you're actually covering a subject like this. You see other people doing it, and you think it's really easy, right? But then you start to cover it. Somehow, it's still so bizarre to me that I'm somebody who is covering something like that. Well, all these years I've been just a spectator. It's so weird. It's still like I'm not. It doesn't sync with me yet. It's so bizarre. But yeah, so when you see those things being done, you feel that it's like whatever, but then you actually have to sit down and watch it, and it's not as easy as it seems. Now I actually give credit to the people who cover this type of, especially local shit and whatever stuff like that. Yeah, it's not easy. Like leeching and just chasing the tail of somebody else on every move that they do. It's exhausting. It's draining. I hate it, actually. I don't like it at all. I'm gonna have to discipline myself in order to learn to do that. I give it to Gino. Oh my god, wow. No wonder his his little Christian theme is so heavily copywritten. You know what? You earned it. So his first live stream was just super boring because this is what happens whenever you have somebody, an exceptional person, somebody that drains a lot of attention from everybody else because they're so unique and so strange and fascinating, and everybody likes them because they're kind of unhinged and just kind of themselves, and they bring up something unique and it's just like crazy, and everybody is all over that. But it's so unique that it's kind of always unsanitized, right? It's always very fringe. And then you have the entrepreneurs. They immediately see the potential for market in something, and they come by and they sanitize everything, making it super normy. They curate it, they package it, they censor it, and they control every single aspect of it from there on. And it just becomes this really, really boring, bland shadow of itself. This is what it is. Christian just became Jurassic Park, a morbidly fascinating monster that is now packaged, wrapped, sanitized, and encased in a little cage with complete control 100% of every movement that he does. They're only waiting for him to do his little shtick once in a while, very controlled, very under the script, so that they can leech out any money that they can. It's very unfortunate, but that's what you see here. I don't know where. Nobody knows where he is yet. Nobody knows. This is probably Mary Magdalene's house, or who knows who. Who knows who is behind all of this yet? I don't know. It's unfortunate, but I honestly don't feel sorry for him. He got what he asked for, and this is it. Sadly, he's just a freak show for people to just like throw peanuts at. The thing is, he had so many people making huge efforts in order to get him out of that circle and actually help him. And he didn't listen when he had a little bit more of a chance previously, earlier in his life. And now it's too late. He went too far to escape that matrix now, in my opinion. Yeah. So anyways, he just like doing Sonichu drawings or whatever. It talks about Palestine and Israel of all things. It really irritates me the way he just glosses over the subject. I'm not gonna get into it because I don't have a side in that whole matter. That's a war that's been going on since like the times of actual Jesus. And the subject is too complex to give a definitive answer and put aside in those two parties there. But the fact that there's so much pain and destruction and like people dying, and the attitude the which Chris treats it, just saying that he's doing his godly CPU Commodore 64 Jesus Christ bullshit. It's so infuriating. But it is what it is. It's Chris. It lets you see how self-centered he is. More than the action of doing that, of saying what he says there, is more of the attitude. The dismissive, self-centered attitude of just like taking it as whatever, The entitlement of how he just glosses over it and makes it about himself. To an extent, you can't justify it, but you can understand it. People do that. People always do that whenever they are so attacked, whenever they feel that they have been mistreated so much that they want to get back at the world somehow, but they don't know how to. And they develop behavior like this. They strike back by being dismissive and entitled. It's this shield of arrogance and pedantry. If people haven't valued you, you're going to value yourself, and you will go overboard with it. In your mind, you'll start to become the more valuable and more and more and more than everybody else. And this is what happens. You always see it. You can see examples in locales, when in every locale actually, and you see that with everyone, everywhere. Happens to you, happens to me too. Remember that fucking trend that YouTube eradicated a couple of years ago? That mid-cow cringe party shit? Yeah, remember that? That was it. Happens to single moms. Oh my god, single moms. Jesus Christ. And those motherfuckers who post Joker quotes on Facebook. Oh my god. It happened to Elliot Rogers. You see Cyrax, Blade, douchebag motherfucker. Jupiter, Cringe Lord motherfucker, and Daniel Larson. You get it. You have it here with Christian. Everybody needs to feel valued, right? If you don't get that in your life, you eventually start to go a little bit cuckoo over here in your coco, you know? People start to go a little bit crazy when they don't feel like people value them and they don't give them their right place in the world and whatever. And then over time, they lash back to everybody, right? And they rely on the only person that can give them that value that they feel they lack, and that is themselves. The more abuse they feel they have gotten, the biggest their vanity grows over time. It's not that I'm worthless. It's just that you can't see it. I'm actually better than everybody else. And they start to get that idea in their heads. They make it a mantra. That's why mantras exist. Mantras exist as ideas that you need to repeat until you make it a reality. And they make vanity their mantra until they actually start to believe it. And then it starts to distort. It's a self-defense mechanism. You know that. Actually, literally, let me tell you something. I'm more important. I'm more valuable. I'm more special. I'm more valuable. Tenfold. And that's what happens. The more you stunt, the bigger you flex, the more pathetic you actually feel. Did you know that Tom Platz got so big, so swole, because he felt inferior?
No.
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 No. Yes. I mean, no. No.
Well, yeah. He felt inferior to Arnold. If he felt inferior to the other guys, his fiance cheated on him with somebody else from his whole group there, and they would train in their same gym, and they would flex. They would like show off in front of him, and he felt so infuriated that he trained even harder and harder and harder to show them off. And he developed like the biggest legs ever in the entire universe. It's true. It had an inferiority complex. He felt less. The hardest you show off, the smallest you feel inside. This happens to all of us. Tom Platz ain't no lolcow, but happens to everybody. Even me, even everybody. That's why I roll my eyes whenever I see somebody showing off a little bit too much, stunning too much. It's like, okay. It's a negative sentiment that you can use for something good, to create something good and great and amazing and really positive, but that's very rare. You need to mix that with somebody who learns eventually how to be humble, and I've never seen a local that's humble. Moving on. Yeah, there was nothing here. Only that part with them when they show him the GIF. That was
keep the questions.
that was the only thing I actually liked.
Why that GIF of all GIFs? Anyway.
And then the other stream is a little bit more interesting. He's talking about, he's like reading, he's giving his little glimpses of the news that he's been doing. I actually skip forwarded everything. That would require like a more in-depth viewing of its own. I wasn't feeling like it, to be honest. I was just like, whatever. He's giving his summary of the new Sonichu issues. You see it in other videos there in the channel, and that's it. He's just glossing over subjects and his personal manners, denying everything about Barbara, denying that he didn't do it, that he was actually his godly goddess's plan or whatever, that it's not what you think. Convincing himself and trying to convince you that reality is not what you saw that it was. That's another shield that people do. Whenever they don't like their reality to a point where it kind of breaks them, they need to transform it. People that are really feeble-minded always need reality to be what they wish it was. They need to bend it somehow because they don't have the guts to just face it. They don't know how to, they never learned. So if they can't face it, what are they gonna do? They can't deal with it. So then reality then needs to be different, and you need to believe it. So that's what they do. Anyways, the only points of interest here, it's like he talks about Bella, but he says that he was in his godly plan again, that basically she didn't really play him, he played her a little bit. It's like, no, it's not what happened, dude. but whatever.
So
Um,
everybody goes,
you can see the things that bother him with this body language.
It never happened. As I said before and again, it never ever happened in this timeline.
When he talks about Newell, you can see that he tries to distance himself from the subject. He makes it out as like accommodating himself in his chair, right?
From him upon her from a mile away. Who didn't? And shoot, you know that Noah was gonna backstab me one way or another. I mean, you saw the way they just refunded everybody despite me having done all that work already. That was dumb. I mean, common sense.
But those types of body languages happen unconsciously whenever something bothers you. Like for example, you fix yourself on the chair, you take yourself back, you fix your hair. You're like, I don't know. You start caressing your hair. You pull your face back in sort of disassociation from the subject, right? It's just like whenever you face like something gross or like an insect or something, your reflection is to pull yourself back from it because it's like gross, disgusting, dangerous for you, right? Whenever you're facing a subject, it's the same reflex. You pull yourself back. Pay attention to people. Whenever you're dealing with people around you, pay attention to the little things that they do, and you start to learn a lot from them. You're lying, and you're saying something that is most likely uncomfortable for you to say because it's not true, and people don't like to be liars, right? So you start scratching your nose, you start looking the other way, you caress your hair, stuff like that. Whenever you caress your hair, it's because you try to self-comfort yourself. Those are always self-comforting maneuvers, actions that you do in order to cope with the subject that you're being faced to. The Newell subject bothers him a lot. He even distances physically himself from the monitor, right? Because he's trying to get away from that subject. When he's talking about something that is more interesting to him, something that he actually wants you to hear from him, right? He gets himself closer to the mic, to the monitor. He looks straight to the camera and widens his eyes, He's more secure about it. Again, whenever you're talking to somebody around you, pay attention to the details, the little details, their legs, their arms, their eyes, their mouth, everything. You start to learn so much. Look at how disrupted he feels when he's talking about trusting people.
I'll be outsourcing, I'll be delegating with people of whom we can be very trustful and worthy with. Because obviously it's not going to be every single...
Look at how much he stutters and he freezes himself and his eyes widen in like alarm, and he like jumps back a little bit and just kind of freezes there, and he becomes really alert without even noticing it. He's talking about trusting people. He has a lot of issues with that. He even stutters with the words like trusting people. Whenever you think of a word, whenever you think of something you're gonna say, you visualize it in your head. Since you're visualizing it, you have to process it, and that makes you have feelings of that word, right? So like trusting people, stuff like that will make him feel anxious, will make him have, feelings, negative feelings. That happens to you, that happens to me, that happens to everybody. Again, pay attention to people. You'll learn so much. And listen to people. Listen to the emphasis that people say whenever they are pronouncing something. Yeah. Remember that Seinfeld episode?
Yes. I mean, no.
It's funny. The joke is funny because it's true. That show is funny because it's smart. Somebody makes a party and a friend invites you. You go there and the host asks you, "Hey, I wasn't expecting you to come." That sounds more impersonal, right? It's just like, "Oh, I didn't know you were going to come." It can even be welcoming. "Hey, I didn't know you were going to come to a party, but you're welcome to join us. Yeah, that's cool that you came." It might even imply that. Who knows? But it's very different from saying, "I didn't know you were going to come to the party." That emphasis on you is very specific, very personal to you. Maybe you are not welcome. It's like, "I didn't know you were going to come to the party, man. I didn't wanted you here. What are you doing here?" It's different. The most noteworthy thing was this absolute legend, Milhouse, spewing out truths right here. Thank you. White Bowser joins the fray. The fuck? Is he even aware of this? What he just said right here? I'm telling you, White Valsa does not appreciate those slanderous trolls saying his name like that. People should forget about White Valsa. They should not be talking about him anymore. He only broke up that booba for 5 seconds. And he is not a pedophile. Not like that slanderous, drug addict pervert Cyrex. He does not care. Okay, okay, I'll stop. I don't know, I'm rambling too much as always. He's doing Sonichu. He drew Gibby, I think. He drew Gibby? Is that Gibby? Hey Gibby, have you ever wondered what would have happened if you were born Hispanic? You would have still have hair and a crazy ass jawline. And you would be still talking about locals, but different kind of locals. I don't know, he drew a lot of Sonichu. I'm not very knowledgeable in current Sonichu. I don't know. There was another stream when I was editing this video, so I decided to include it here. Nothing really special. Just him again, only answering to people who suck his dick and nothing else. Denying everything with Barbara. Changing things again to his preference. Oh yeah, I was doing the Sonichu medallions there. Same old, same old. It was actually super boring. I had to skip forward a lot and speed up the video to the max speed so that I could go through it. I didn't see the whole thing, to be honest. I was tired. Maybe I should watch it or look for somebody else who watched the whole thing and made highlights or something. I don't know. I didn't really care. I don't know what he meant when he tried to snap his finger when that guy was asking about whatever and then the other guy posing as Bob. I wasn't paying attention. And no, dude. Your head's not becoming whiter because of your superpowers, psychic superpowers.
Okay, good, my head. I got news for you. It's whiter these days because my psychic powers are really developing. I mean, look at this.
Your head's becoming whiter because you're losing hair. But yeah, okay.
Because I'll just bring on Mathis.
Let's go. Come on. Drawn, March 24th, 2005. Sub episode 1. Christian Chandler in Jerkop tastropie. Well, it's been over 1 year and 7 months and I still have not attracted a boyfriend-free girl. Nintendo, I mean, how could you? Look at the flexing that Nintendo DS right there. Damn, Cruz, you're gonna sound like that. This love quest makes me suffer some frustration. All Sonichu material is copyrighted March 2005 by Christian Chandler. And the other things that add to that are my loneliness, so many failures, and all those men, others than myself, because they have taken all the pretty girls, leaving me with none to choose from. There's loneliness. Chris is lonely as fuck. And those evil jerk-offs won't leave me alone either. I'm just a lonely, frustrated virgin looking for true love. I'm just saying.
Hey, I'm calling you out.
Huh?
I'm sick of your complaints and tears on and on about how lonely you are and how you need a girlfriend. You're nothing but a lonely liar, you solicitor.
Shut up. So just leave me alone, you villainous jerk-off. How dare you, jerk. I am only looking for true love and trust.
Now die, my fellow jerk-offs will fight you and force you to leave. Stop him.
I don't want to fight, but if necessary, I will defend myself. And so he's trying to be the jerk-off. So there's one jerk-off trying to handcuff him. And it's like, but it's too fast. Fuck, man, he doesn't know, man. It's too fucking, but Chris is too fast. And he kicks him in the nuts. I think that actually happened in real life, didn't it? He kicked a jerk-off in the nuts, in the mall, while he was trying to be, when they were trying to stop him from soliciting. Yeah, for soliciting women. Yeah. I better transform quickly. And he's fighting every Jerkop left and right. I'm pretty sure that went on exactly like that. He was just punching Jerkops left and right. Electric headshot power! Sonichu down. Whoa! His face. Christian Sonichu. Here we go. Let's rock and roll with things that make you go. Everybody dance now. Reference to CNC Music Factory.
Okay, now watch me, metal armor equipped. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock.
And he turns into the makeup Jerkop. What?
Paxson.
What is that? Did he throw some kind of ball at him?
Rocket punch.
But he dodges it and crunk, metal kick, and he kicks him in the head. And then they're like standing. Bad missile, and he tries to double jam.
Laser beam.
Some goodies.
Miracle, and he
American Eagle.
reflects the laser beam to him. Back at him. Thunderbolt.
My armor.
And give us now. Leave me alone and
Abercrombie.
can end this battle.
No way. I'm not done with you yet.
Bam! Barrier! And
Suncoast.
bullet bounces off and okay, it falls to the ground. What's fuzzy blizzards get you hurt? Pickly wiggles get you slugs. You gave me a slug, so you get my secret ultimate attack. Ah, man. Carlton Cards, GameStop.
I didn't feel a thing.
Oh, you will.
Getting up.
Slips under the banana tail.
Oh man, my glasses. Chief, your wife just called. She has divorced and left you. She took all of your things and she took your children too. Also, she loves you for your filthy smoking habit.
I have cursed you with bad luck and extreme misfortune.
S2 Ball.
This is a special Pokeball used for capturing electric or Headstrop type Pokemon that has nothing to do with the story, but it's here for some reason. CWC. This would not have happened if you had not challenged and threatened me, as well as not leaving me alone with my ever so frustrating blood quiz, calling me a lying solicitor, picked on my necklace, and attracting a boyfriend-free my current age, 0-year-old girl from Icon blood and trust me, and most importantly, handcuffed me on 9/11 2004 for no good reason. I hope you have learned to never mess with a truly frustrated virgin when he's on a quest for a girlfriend to share true blood and trust with. So did mine, and my heart was previously shattered too. My soul hurts. The end.
A message from Christian Literature.
I hope that you enjoyed this sample episode of this free comic of Sonichu comic book. I take great pride behind the electric hedgehog Pokemon Sonichu and all the other characters in the city of Quidville. I want Sonichu to be more than just in paper. I want him in his own video game, cartoon show, and other fun merchandise. Although I have already made some fun with Sonichu items from my own, but I feel the public should be able to share my shopping fun. you would like to see Sonichu as a real video game too, or catch him in a Pokemon title, please send your request to Nintendo of America Incorporated or Nintendo Power Magazine. Raise the hype on Sonichu so that I will be able to legally talk to the people of Nintendo of America Incorporated and make deal with them. Thank you for reading the free sample of Sonichu comic book. And as Sonichu says, let's say out to the extreme. And we have finished issue number 1, right? Yeah. This was funny as hell too. This was a classic. We got the transformation, the Jerkops, that event that actually happened. Let's hurry up to the context real quick. Okay, so besides that, what else was there? Christian Sonic transformation. We saw that last time. He wanted to self-insert himself in the comic, but since everybody else is like this powerful, interesting monsters thing, he wanted to self-insert, so he literally just took the place of Sonic. Christian Sonic. Everybody knows that, but let's recap exactly something here. Christian Sonichu. This article is rated M for honest content. It may contain content not suitable for work. Christian's origin is unknown, but when he is needed to help the chaotic combo, he is there. Country is brought up on the Sonichu head mark on his chest. There's a lot to read. Yeah, we're just gonna summarize. Background. In the early years following Sonichu's creation, Chris identified himself in the characters directly, portraying potential love interest Sarah Hammer as Rosachu. Okay. And rival Wes Isley as Black Sonichu. At some point, Chris found it necessary to more fully distinguish himself from his creation and created a new set of hedgehog alter egos for himself, Sarah and Wes. Blah, blah, blah. Christian Sonichu's powers seem to have been the same as those of regular Sonichu powers, plus flight, of course. In the Sonichu Chronicles, he claims that it gives him the ability to use the powers of all the electric hedgehog. Of course, yeah, no shit. Rendering all of them redundant. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Leave it to Chris to be like the most self-centered person ever. Yeah, no shit. And the medallion is apparently absorbed into his flesh, leaving a white mark where it used to lie. His only known weakness... Oh, he has a weakness? I don't remember that. Huh, what do you know? Is that if the white mask is pressed, it will revert back to fat, useless human Chris. So leave it to Chris to give himself the most overpowered abilities in existence, only to give himself the stupidest weakness, to get rid of him. There you go. Why be so ungodly overpowered if your weakness is the stupidest, easiest thing to... Never mind. This is most likely a ripoff of two characters, Sailor Moon, who had reverted to normal at least twice after having her transformation brooch damaged, and the Sea Putties. Oh, I used to have an action figure of the Sea Putties when I was a little kid. That was the only Power Rangers figure I owned when I was a little kid. And you could press the button in the middle, and then they would blow up, and the limbs and the head would fall off. I remember those, yeah. I don't know what happened to it. Of the Power Rangers. Mugs would explode after being struck on the sea shield on their chest. Yeah. That's like the action figure. Okay, as I was talking about, this is too much to put in this one video, so we're gonna go to the part when he actually did the live action Sonichu shit. I wanna remember what was the whole deal about that. I knew it was something for Love Quest. Uterella, get out of the way! It's just cartoony, whatever. Okay, you can stay there if you want. It doesn't even look realistic. Okay. ECV 0002. I was actually surprised on how my torso would look blue. Then, after I painted my face before the headwear, I reminded myself of the superhero Nightcrawler. Trees to Jackie. It was for Jackie, that's what I didn't remember. ECV 00002 is a video uploaded in 10 October 2010. In which Chris uses the power of random access humor and jump cuts to transform into super mode. Jackie requested this video 2 years prior. Jackie is a whole new thing. Everybody knows about her, right? If you don't know, probably it's gonna be covered eventually. You wanna watch the video? Let's watch it.
Hello, folks. Well, And now for something completely different.
You notice his voice tone there when you sort of like swallow your words a little bit. I don't know how to describe it, but a lot of times when you're really embarrassed about saying something or like speaking, you swallow words. You speak inwards. Look, okay, so let me explain. He's right there in the beginning. He's like, oh, like, He's that very fake. Hello, for something completely different. And he's like inhaling the words. I don't know how to describe it. Embarrassment can make you try to avoid speaking so much that you make like all the subconscious effort to like hide your words. You have to say them, but you hide them. I don't know how you call that. It's a variation of whispering, but instead of whispering or trembling your voice, you like inhale. And he's combining that with swinging to his sides, and his arms are really like. I wonder what Barb thought of those pants. She had to have washed them, full of paint, of blue paint. What's going on in her mind? Anyways, during the whole live streams, you see the whole thing. He's caressing his legs even though you can't see it. He's like moving. He's touching himself a lot in this video and in the live streams. He's caressing himself a lot. He's pulling his head back. You see people like turning to the sides, pulling away, walking back and forward, swinging to the sides. It's like a secret desire to escape from the situation, to disassociate.
Electric, hit your power! Pew!
Ooh, that has to be difficult to paint. I give him that.
This is
To
me in my
translate
super mode.
a Sonichu face, a Sonic face into
If I actually
human,
had the
it's
superpowers.
impossible for a competent makeup artist. Just imagine for Chris.
But I don't in real life.
Not impossible,
But I
but
guess like
it's
this is a new way
extremely
to,
difficult.
I
It
don't
has
know,
to be.
just to say something or just to have fun. Anyway, live a nice life. Don't curse. Don't badmouth people.
You know what? In the video, he
It's just not
he
cool.
looked so scared.
You know, don't torture me.
I can't get over how scared
At least I
he
am
looked
doing
in
this,
the
and
video.
I have myself a woman, so there. So she
He
will
looks
appreciate
so
this very
nervous
much.
and so
She
embarrassed.
appreciates everything I do for
His
her.
eyes, even
Especially
from
these
a
videos.
distance, you can tell how
Happy
how
lucky.
scared and embarrassed he is.
I want to hold you in
I'm
my
pretty
arms,
sure
sweetie.
deep inside he knew that Jackie was a troll, probably, or it could have been. So he was like, he has that cautious stare, probably thinking this might backfire,
Right,
and
anyway,
this I
stay
might
in
be
school,
getting
stay
played
well,
here, but I want to risk
Um,
it for that pussy. So
you know,
he went for
just
it.
live right peace,
You
just
can
live
you can
life
tell right
peacefully.
there. I don't know if you can tell right there.
Don't
I
be
can
angry
tell
at
right there.
people. Don't be mean.
It's so hard to watch. Oh Jesus. He's so embarrassed. He's dressed like that. He's like painted, half naked like that in front of the camera. He makes like that emphasis on "don't torture me." He's thinking this might be a troll game or something, and then he like disassociates a little bit from the camera. He looks away. He's very insecure about it. He knew all of this was a lie. You can tell. He shows signs of knowing that it was a lie, but he's stubborn, so he's gonna go for it. He's gonna try to do exactly what he does nowadays, which is lie to himself, trying to make himself believe something is real. In those days, well, Jackie, even though it was very obvious that it wasn't. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to apologize because I didn't do this format in the first 3 episodes. There's so much I should have added in those episodes that I didn't. So yeah, there's gonna be that. I was just trying to experiment on how to do this series. But I think it's coming out well. I'm still gonna try to improve it as much as possible. So this is what I care about. The real life events that are depicted in this comic. You can only escape in your mental depths and recluse for so long before you are pulled back into reality. And too many things leave you feeling like you get a little peace at home. Chris, December 2016. In a rare moment of self-awareness on his habit of escapism. You see exactly what is going on right now and exactly what is going to happen for the rest of his life, seemingly. And now he's thinking he's like God. Yeah. So this issue is something that happened in real life. Chris went to the mall and started putting his love signs and stuff. The security there didn't allow him, and he got in trouble. And he was detained. So he was hella salty about it, and he came back home and drew this comic, depicting himself actually getting back at the Jerkops. Let's see the Jerkops. That jerk shattered my heart and murdered my soul. And it wasn't just her. The policemen in posters in brown, white, and red, aka Jerkops, blue and black, are the true soldiers, police soldiers. Okay. Also, seriously intended the impression that Virginia is for virgins, not lovers. Such. Okay. A Jerkop is a mall security guard, police officer, or prison guard. The word himself is a portmanteau. What? What's that word? I've never seen that word. Portmanteau of jerk and cop. Female jerkops are sometimes called Jane cops? I didn't know that. Where do you see Jane cops? I don't remember. In the Sonichu comics, jerkops serve as the villainous private army of Mary Lee Walsh and Count Graduan, with Sonichu liberating them from their former control in Sonichu 10. We haven't gotten to Sonichu 10 yet. There's a lot to cover here. This is gonna be too long, so let's see what Chris sees every time he steps in the mall. Oh my god, it was just normie people doing their jobs, man. Leave them alone. Creation of a Jerkop. According to Wikipedia, Jerkops are normal men and women who ended up attending Slawil's Ryan School, known as Prowland Virginia Community College. Upon entering the school for the first day, they are unwillingly infected with a brainwashing powder that subconsciously affects them. They can live normal lives, but once Slawil has needed... Oh my god, the noise. There you go, the noise. Couldn't be a Sonichu video without ASMR. As need for them, she'll activate the brainwashing and the Jerkops redon their uniforms and go cockblock Chris. As seen in Chris's earlier documentation, the Jerkops also made the use of a hypno-gun to add to their numbers, since they have such a hard time reproducing. In describing the hypno-gun, Chris made it very clear that the Jerkop brainwashing only worked on slow in the minds. Like yourself, Chris, and others of lesser intelligence. It wasn't until Sonichu number 9 where any mention was made of the idea of brainwashing the Jerkops. But we have a long way to go there. The Jerkops. Can you hear my dog? Chris makes it abundantly clear that his electric shocks have managed to actually kill several of the otherwise completely innocent victims of in their fights. Whatever the previous method of brainwashing the Jerkops that Sonichu and company managed to not to outright murder, it becomes a moot point for in Sonichu number 10, when Ultra Sonichu uses his high omnipotence to suddenly cure all Jerkops everywhere forever. Oh yeah, so in the previous episode, I forgot to mention that in that part where you see Sonichu with that weird armor thing, in the future is like Megatonic and Vampirosa or whatever, I think, something like that. Yeah, it's not like it actually matters or anything. It's one of those things that's just like nothing. But yeah, it's Megatonic. His future final form or whatever. And it's yeah. Sonichu medallions. And we're rubbing each other's sides and backs with our hands. Our mouths are busy. And after a moment, you take off your blouse. And I take off your shirt. What does this have to do with medallions? Optionally. With the medallion on what? Never retiring the medallion ever. Chris describing his sex fantasy to Panda Halo. Oh, ugh. Okay, Panda Halo is another rabbit hole. Okay, we're gonna gloss pass by right. I wonder what the whole deal was with him in jail and his weird Cyclops gross medallion. It grosses me up so much. Oh my god, and it unnerves me. That stone or whatever he does it. Why does he pull it? Why does he turn it back? The new medallion. Why does it turn it back when? Oh, so I think it like gives him confidence, right? Probably feels protected by the stone because I see that he only turns it around whenever he's like going to do his Q&A sessions and stuff like that. Maybe he feels like it protects him from the trolls and whatever. Maybe, I don't know. It's very strange. It's very strange. Anyways, we see the original medallion there, 2004. The medallions, also called medals by Chris, were a result of Chris's infatuation with his original character Sonichu. The most iconic of these medallions is the Sonichu medallion, which Chris is almost always seen wearing during the classic era. Due to the frequency of wearing his medallions in videos, photos, and in public, it has become one of the most memorable characteristics along with his trademark striped shirt. Although Chris's habit of wearing the medallions has fluctuated over the years, he still wears the medallion in public. He does not plan ever to retire it, despite the degrading condition. Over the years, Chris has produced numerous medallions of his electric hedgehog Pokemon characters and previously produced them in larger numbers for purchase through eBay. All previous and current iterations have been made by Crayola fucking model magic and acrylic paint, and the quality varies from medallion to medallion. In 2016, Chris made a custom doll figure of himself based on a My Little Pony toy. He has been seen holding it up in videos and taking it out in public, visible from his posture, which suggests that the doll is a new spin-off on the medallion concept. More recently, Chris has often been seen wearing the medallion alongside his unicorn cosplay and C-Ring, most notably in a photo of him at Seville Pride published in the local newspaper Daily Progress in September 2017. Oh wait, there's a I don't remember ever seeing his driver's license. Oh, he's rocking the original. Jesus Christ. Oh, that's funny. There's more medallions right there. Can you imagine if the person that took that picture when he took his driver's license, imagine if that person knew, like nowadays, if they somehow got into Christian history and they know, hey, that was me, the guy or the girl who took that picture. Can you imagine? Oh my god. There's a lot more medallions to cover, but hopefully there is room for those other medallions to cover more in depth in other videos. Love Quest. I do not know why I would expect any woman to be attracted to me in public. Chris, in a sudden moment of clarity, was painful. Oh shit. Except for that I am handsome. Well, so much for that. Oh my god. I would have said never change Chris, but sadly he actually took on that, like, really. Oh my god. To be fair, if he had been like a normal guy who just like had an active life and has had like average confidence and just like kept in shape, he would have been like a good looking guy, I'm not gonna lie. Like if he worked out and was clean and all that shit, yeah. The Love Quest, or Sweetheart Search, was the longest real life saga of Christian Western gender. His goal was to obtain a girlfriend. The stated purpose of the Love Quest was to meet a woman who would be his true love. The stated purpose of the Love Quest was to meet a woman who would be his true love, solve all of his problems, and bear his daughter, Crystal, The love quest represented a focused effort to do everything in his power to achieve a romantic fulfillment, except, of course, improving himself. While Chris maintained a belief in waiting for marriage to have sex due to his religious principles, or at least wait until fully committing to a romantic relationship after at least 3 dates, Chris started moving away from the idea of being faithful as he interacted with a number of fake sweethearts, down to wanting sex from Jackie first and foremost when he first started communicating with her, and later to being in an open relationship where he could sleep with other people rather than a monogamous one. Because of this, Chris' antics are derisively referred as the fuck quest. Background. The catalyst for the love quest was Christian's encounter with Sarah Hammer, on whom he had a crush, during his move back to Ruckersville and his enrollment in Piedmont, Virginia Community College. This occurred somewhere between June 2000 and October 2003. Sarah is presumably the first woman of any significance to tell the ever-naive Christian, "I have a boyfriend." Chris was surprised to learn that his childhood gal pal, can you hear the plane, was romantically involved with Wes Isley. Upon making his discovery, he quickly developed an intense jealousy over Isley, who he didn't even know, and resentment towards him would set his state of mind for the impending quest. Epiphany. According to Chris, the genesis of the love quest proper was his 21st birthday, 24th February 2003. On this date, he was kicked out of his college English class after a dispute with his teacher. In his Wikipedia biography, Chris claimed the teacher ejected him simply on account of his autism, which of course bears no resemblance to reality. When asked about it again later by a girlfriend, he deigns to mention that it may have had something to do with allegedly slandering classmates and making racist remarks. At any rate, while waiting for his next class, Chris sat and cried his eyes out, resenting that there was nobody to confront him like there was at his graduation. Shortly thereafter, he resolved that he needed a girlfriend. Okay, we're gonna do that. There's nothing else to add. That wait, the DS. I couldn't find any information telling if that Nintendo DS that appears in the case, he flexes it in the vignette there. I don't remember if that one was one of his custom ones. I don't remember. There's entire lore behind this, like Nintendo accessories and everything. This is like Star Wars level of lore of expanded universe. I don't know. We're gonna check later on. I think this is too much content. The video is gonna be like super long. We're gonna leave it here. I don't know what kind of stupid bullshit I'm gonna be posting later on for a couple of videos then, and then later on it's gonna be the Sonichu thing. So sorry about that, but okay, yeah, bye.